So Spider-Man 2 is out on PC. I played it and it made me feel like Spider-Man.
Make you feel like Spider-Man?
Make me feel like Spider-Man too.
So while playing, I was thinking, can I make a game like Spider-Man? I have the power of ChatGPT with me, so how about we try and do it today? We made a GTA game using ChatGPT. If you haven't watched that video, you can check it out after this video. This one's gonna be tougher than GTA because it involves a lot of physics due to the swinging mechanics and all. I don't know if ChatGPT will be able to do all of it. Let's see how much we can do. Let's start off by creating a project. I'm gonna call it Spiderman. No, wait, Spooderman. Inspired from the Spooderman meme.
I am the hero that the world gets.
Now let's ask help from ChatGPT. Help me make a Spider-Man game like Insomniac. Creating a Spider-Man style game in Unity similar to Insomniac Spider-Man is an ambitious but exciting project. Alright, let's see how it's gonna be. And I'm gonna create a plane for the ground. And let's create some boxes to make it like building structures so that Spider-Man can swing on them. There's a reason why Spider-Man doesn't live in villages. And we'll create a capsule object which we'll treat as our player. And now I'm gonna copy and paste the code that ChatGPT gave me. The code requires me to set all the buildings to a layer called a swingable. So I did just that. And now when I press play, the capsule is moving around, but it's pretty funny. Let's disable the rotation for the rigid body. Now we need to make a movement for our Spider-Man. So let's create a third-person movement script using ChatGPT. And let's copy and paste this script. Alright, now let's test this out. We're gonna set our ground plane as ground layer and the buildings will be swingable layer. I created an empty object to check for the ground. It will provide a sphere raycast to see whether the player is grounded or not. This will help us jump only when the player is touching the ground. Now you can see our player is moving around and jumping around, and he can also swing around if you click on buildings. So the basic mechanism for our swinging is done. Now we need to set up the camera. I asked ChatGPT to make a third-person camera script for me, but the problem is that the camera moves around with mouse and I need the mouse cursor to click on the buildings, so I won't be able to do both of the things at the same time. So I had to find an alternate way to move the camera around, and that was to move it automatically rather than manually. Whenever the player turns around, the camera will turn along with him. And now as you can see, the camera moves around automatically as the player turns. I made the web pull the player towards the building so that it makes the swinging feel a bit better, because otherwise it would look like this.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Now in the real games, you don't have to select a building and swing on it. Spider-Man does it automatically. He chooses the closest building and he swings. You just have to press the swing button. I tried doing that, but for some reason ChatGPT was not giving me the right code for it, and the output was very bad. Now let's test our swinging a bit more by increasing the number of buildings to swing from, and let's make the plane a bit longer. So now when I tested swinging, it didn't feel so good. There was something wrong with it. So I increased the web shrinking speed. This in turn increased the speed of my web swinging. So as you can see, when I play the game, it feels like we're swinging around like Spider-Man in a city. Now the roads are too narrow here. I'll just increase the size of the road a bit, and now you can see it feels more like we're swinging around in a city. Now let's change the model to an actual Spider-Man, or how about Spooderman? I tried checking for a Spooderman 3D model, but I couldn't find one. It was all real Spider-Man. Come on man, justice for Spooderman. Nobody made a model for him. And then I tried searching for a real Spider-Man 3D model. Oh damn bro, look at that Spider-Man. Look at that spider ass. Sorry, we got sidetracked.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
Let's continue searching. Alright, so I found a good Spider-Man 3D model, and credits to this guy. So I imported the model to Blender, and now let's make him look like Spooderman. Alright, so we need a wider face, so I'm gonna select the face vertices and just scale them horizontally. Yep, that's it. Perfect. I gave him a round belly like the hard worker he is. Remember folks, Spooderman is not the hero you need, he's the hero you get. I modified his texture for the eyeballs to appear inside the eyes, and now he looks like Spooderman. Great. Now let's put him in Mixamo and give him some animations. I gave him a walking animation and also a running animation, if you can call this one. This is how I imagine Spiderman would be running throughout the city, searching for people who needs help. I then combined all the animations together in Blender, or should I say blend the animation.
Stop it. Get some help.
So I imported the 3D model of Spooderman to Unity. So as you can see, now our model is moving around. Let's give him the animations. I told ChatGPT to add the animations to the script and trigger them accordingly. And now as you can see, our Spider-Man can move around and also run in the most weirdest way possible. Right now our Spider-Man is shooting webs from his legs, which is not realistic. Spider-Man shoots it from his arms, if you don't know. I created a transition for the swinging animation from the moving animations. And then I placed the web attach object as the child of the arms bones, so it looks like the web is coming from his hands. So now as you can see, we can swing around as Spider-Man. It's not perfect, but this is what I could do with the help of ChatGPT. I wanted to add a web crawling mechanism too, but then when I asked ChatGPT, it gave me a code and this happened. I tried asking DeepSeek AI and it told me its server is busy. So now let's add a city and see how our Spider-Man would swing around in that city. This is the same city model I used for my GTA game. I selected all the objects and added a mesh collider to it. And now let's try swinging around in this city. Okay, he's too big, so let's decrease his size. We don't want a giant Spider-Man. We want him to save the city, not destroy the city. Now let's select all the building objects and set them as a swingable layer. And you can see we're swinging around, or if you can call it swinging, I don't know what to call this thing. Look out! Here comes the Spider-Man. Now I want to recreate the iconic swinging scene from the first Spider-Man movie. Let's see if we will be able to do that. I chose this building to try it out. I'm on top of this building and I want to swing to that building across the street. Alright, here we go. Maximum effort. Wait, wrong character.
Tally ho.
Alright, thank you for watching. This was just a fun idea I just had in my mind to see how much we can make with just the help of ChatGPT. If you guys want more videos on this channel, subscribe and hit the like button. See you guys in the next video.